After the wind died down, first came the snow and then came the cold. I met an old man. I said, tell me your story. It got down to minus 25 for most of the week. And I spent a lot of time inside. At night I heat up by the fire. Mornings are especially cold since I don't heat the cabin at night. The temperature drops quite a lot. Usually when I wake up it's around 10 degrees. The cats are teaching me to slow down. I don't sit around much, but when I do, they come to cuddle, and then it makes me realize how nice it is just to sit and enjoy the warmth of the fire and a cup of tea, and just thinking about how good life is, no matter where I am. And this reminded me of a book that my brother gave me a few years ago. It's called Catfulness. And on the back of the book it says, human beings love to create problems for themselves. I observe this on a daily basis. They never stop, and one of their favorite tasks is to find more tasks to do. This is really relatable.
Is it good?
Ja. Okay, run. I'll take care of your blanket later.
Can I go?
Ja. Here you're like
It's like a
disappearing.
waterfall. Wow,
Yeah.
that's insane.
So
I met a young man, searching for glory. I took out an old pen, wrote in my story. Then I kept walking on down the road. When the time was up, it's time to go. Hey, read what's on the note. It takes to heart what I wrote. Son, when you grow up, you'll be fine. Lately, I have been thinking a lot about this. Before I left for Norway, my friends were asking me whether I wouldn't get lonely up here because, yeah, we do live in the middle of nowhere. There are not so many people around, especially not within a close distance. So I completely understand this question. And that really made me think of the difference between being alone and feeling lonely. I realize more and more how they are two separate things. For example, you can be living in a city surrounded by many people, but not really feel connected to them, maybe because they have different interests or you have different interests than them. And On the other hand, you can be in the middle of nowhere, not being surrounded by many people, but feeling really connected to these people. Being allowed to stay here and take part in this community on some occasions, I realized that the community is very tight. Everyone is helping out each other a lot, and despite the fact that people don't live next door, they do take the effort to meet up and organize different kinds of events. For example, we recently had a town barbecue, which was a lot of fun. And when we have guests over here, the other week we had some guitar nights because there was a girl who can play guitar very well. She actually also makes her own songs. I can link her Spotify in the description. And we were invited to a bonfire the other night. Sometimes we hike up the mountain farm in the evening and make a bonfire there. On the moments that I am alone, I don't particularly feel lonely. Of course, loneliness is not a foreign feeling to me. I think we all feel lonely from time to time. But for me, it's not linked to being alone. That's just something that I've been thinking about, especially now that that question came up from a lot of my friends. And something else that I find quite fun about this community is that it's quite international, I would say, especially for such a small town that is spoken just in... Oh, a cat just landed on my lap. So like in general, on evenings like that, we speak 4 languages, more or less. But it makes it just so much fun. I always really enjoy those evenings. So I just loved to take you along, and I hope I can kind of bring across that vibe of such an evening.
The ones I invited are 8 people, but maybe it's also coming, and maybe they're also gonna bring. Okay, well.
That's good.
Any heating anymore. This cannot possibly take so long. Don't put your belly on the mat. No! Oh.
Tell Henrike what you found after vacuum cleaning.
But look at it now. Can you see it?
Yes.
Lang zal ze leven, lang zal ze leven, lang zal ze leven in de glorie. Ja. Hoera! Oh ja, wat
43.
43.